last week's challenge was gratitude, right? To think of three things in the morning that you were grateful for. I failed this one too. I was getting up in all hours of the night and getting like 3 hours of sleep and going to work, and it was a horrible week for my family, basically. Not horrible, but like it just sucked. And Luke, I know you've been working long hours too. Dane, you've been traveling like, so anyways, I know I got through the day sometimes where I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to pick those three things I was thankful for. And then I was doing the thing that I was trying not to do, where like I try to think of something I was grateful for. And I was skipping over the small things like, oh, I'm thankful I have a flashlight that works. And I was like trying to think of things that were monumental or really important, or, you know, something big to be grateful for. And I fell into that trap a couple times. But I know, Luke, you had talked about looking for patterns. And I don't think it's so much a selfish thing, but the things that I was thankful for were very local, like things that had to do with me, things that had to do with family. It wasn't like, oh, I'm thankful for the great beef numbers in Argentina this year or whatever thing.
I love how random the great beef numbers in Argentina. Because that's something I'd probably be grateful for if I would have, if they were that great of numbers.
I believe that's where McDonald's gets most of their beef from. So
is it okay?
So anyways, I did, you know, I was thankful for things like my job, or, you know, having a car that ran, or clean air, being able to breathe well. Like, you know, that's one thing that our baby is all stuffed up half the time. And it's just like, I'm trying to suck snot out of her nose with a snot sucker. We've got a few different methods to do that, and it never seems to work. So I don't know. It's just, it made me think about being grateful, but sometimes I struggled with pinpointing exactly what it was that I was grateful for.
Side note, do you have one of them things where you suck it? Those
Yep.
things freak me out.
I know what you're talking about.
I think it's called a Frida.
Yeah, but have you ever seen videos of like a mom taking the nose and just going out of the baby's face?
Oh, nah.
That's
well, I will say that some days, a few hours, and I was like, oh, I never thought about that. So I think I thought about it every single day. I would say the thing that I'm most thankful for that happened to me was kind of a shitty thing that happened, but then it turned out to be really good. We were supposed to get a really bad storm. The big barn that we have is way more open now, so we're like, oh, we'll park the car in there. I've been building a chicken coop, and so I was like I ripped apart a bunch of pallets and then made a coop with it. And I put all the nails in this fucking trash can. Harper went out there one day and dumped it all. And then I thought I got all the nails, and there might have just been other nails out there. Anyways, one of them got in my tire, one of my car tires, and it was getting low very slowly. We're like, all right, we'll be good to make it up to Minnesota, because we didn't know what the issue was, you know. And we got up there, and we're like, all right, let's go to discount just so they can fix it, you know. They're like, oh, you have a nail in your shoulder, and it's not repairable. And just on the way there, just like, oh, we have the warranty. And I was the one who bought the tires. I'm like, I'm not sure if I got the warranty. But I did. And when they first told me, I was like, no, I'm already paying so much money for this, and I'm not going to need the warranty. So I told them no. And then they cut the price by like 50%, to the point where I was like, oh yeah, well, I'll do it now. So I did have it. So we got 2 new tires for under $200.
That's pretty good, man. That's a decent price. That'd been a decent price like a few years ago.
Yeah, that's not a decent price. That's an amazing price, because we got one tire for free. And then I guess there was so much tread on the other one, so they gave us $80 off of that one. So really, we got about $600 worth of tires for free. And now we just don't have to worry about getting new tires for that much longer, you know?
Yep. Good feeling to get some new treads on the ride.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, I kind of took the route that Bjorn had, where I was like really looking at like the little things. Like I was really thankful for coffee in the morning. I was thankful for cruise
Beer at
control,
night.
beer at night, yes, like stuff like that. And as it progressed over the next like few days, like there were some things that happened in the week that were pretty heavy. Um, uh, with people I know and like friends and family, and it kind of developed into I'm just thankful to be around my family, and I made an extra point to let people know how thankful I was for to be here in general. So I like it was interesting how it morphed. It went from little things like that, like there was like the trend of like just the little things that made my life a little bit easier, and then when stuff started to kind of hit the fan a little bit there, how it kind of morphed into like a more broad like thankfulness too. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think
good.
the point of it was just that it's so easy to overlook like all the amazing and great things that we have in our lives. So
mhm.
it's important to just kind of shine a light on it once in a while.
It was a great challenge.
Yeah, it's important. Because you can kind of think, oh, that's stupid to think about, but have you ever been around somebody who's extremely negative?
Yeah,
And it's like, dude, you can't think of not one thing makes your day okay ever. You're the most unhappy person I've ever been around before in my life. Like,
dude,
what the fuck?
I've been around people who like I swear they look for the negativity.
Oh, they feed
Like
off of it, dude. They
like
love it.
they invent the negativity that's happening right now. And it's like yeah,
The-
Well, there's that one guy that I told you was a black hole of negativity.
yes. Those people 100%.
there's been a time or two where I've just looked at somebody and was like, you can bitch about anything, couldn't you? Like literally, you could bitch about anything. It doesn't matter what's happening. You're just looking for something that's wrong.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like their hobby.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's disgusting. You shouldn't be like that. And if you are, you should change. You need to change.
So what's the next week's challenge, Luke?
So next week's challenge. Last weekend I was just kind of tinkering around the house and did a little bit of home cleanup and home improvement. So this next week's challenge is to find something around your house that needs to be fixed and fix it. Just get it done. Doesn't have to be a big project. Can be a little project. If there's like a door that's just like a sticking a little bit or just something, find it and fix it, because we all have it. We all have things that need improvement. So, and it can be more than one thing. You don't even have to do like stop at just one. Like if there's multiple things that you can do, fix it if you can. And yep, but just make it at least one. Because I know I have several little things that need to be fixed, and I'm gonna try to tackle it in the next few days.
Is it your ungratefulness? No,
Yeah, go ahead.
I have two things that I can do that I was gonna wait to do, but I'll do them now.
Those
I won't-
things that just nag at you a little bit, where it's just like I need to do that. Do it this week.
But basically, the main one is I just have to do it before winter because it will make my house better for the winter.
Yep.
We use so much LP just for heat because the house doesn't hold heat very well. So every year I'm getting a little bit better at keeping the heat in. But we got hit by a tornado, and when I say that, I mean our house literally got hit by a tornado, and it fucked everything up. Contractors were supposed to be here today, and they weren't. So hopefully tomorrow. But there's a few things that I was still going to do to help that. So I'll do them this week if I have to.
That's the challenge.
Yep.
It's up to you.
Luke,
Either succeed or you fail. Go ahead.
I'm sure you know who Pecos Bill is, right?
Yeah.
He came by at Dane's house. Dane, Pecos Bill is a tall tale character that rides a tornado like a bull or a horse.
Okay.
Didn't Patrick Swayze play him in that that movie Tall Tale?
It's possible. I thought it was Christopher Reeve that played him, but
Was it a minute challenge? Watch Tall Tale. Oh Jesus.
No, that's a good one because it benefits everybody in your house.
Yep.
And you should be doing things that benefit you and your family and everything that you have. Like I rent, but we've sunk hundreds of dollars into this house, you know. The dumbest people I've ever heard of before in my life are the people who think like rent is theft and landowners are the worst people ever.
Yeah, I never understood that argument.
No, it's fucking stupid, dude. And like, especially where I live, I get such a good deal for so much. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to fix everything I possibly can to make this place better, to make the landowner want us to be here for as long as we can, you know, because I want him to come here and be like, oh, they're making it better. So I want them to stay. Not only that, but I don't want him to raise my rent too, you know. So like we've painted the whole downstairs. We've done little tiny projects here and there for the 2-3 years that we've been here. And he's even made comments of like, oh, you know, when Thor is a teenager, maybe he'll be playing pool down here in the basement because there's a pool table down there. And it's like, oh, he's basically said, you guys can stay here forever if you want to, basically. So
see, I don't think that rent is theft. However, I do know that it kind of stinks whenever your rent payment, and I know that places you live will be different for cost of living or whatever, but like my rent payment in Mason City was more than 3 times what my house payment is here. So it's just like, and you're not building any kind of equity or anything. Rent is just money out the door. So it's not a good thing either, but it's not a bad thing.
right, but like I'm not actually responsible for anything that happens here.
Right.
If
So-
like if something just breaks. you know?
Yeah.
Basically how Klaus Schwab likes to put it is you own nothing and you're happy.
Yeah, sure. That guy.
Yeah. No, I totally feel what you're saying there because I heard that for years when we were renting for a while. It's like, why don't you buy? Why don't you buy? And it's like, I'm not in the position to buy right now. I don't want to buy right now. Like, it's not in my cards.
Not
Like-
only that, but like I've moved around so much, and I'm not just talking like little tiny moves, you know. Like me and my wife, since we've been married, have lived in 4 different states. You know, it was like, well, I don't know where I'm gonna end up. 2, after the housing crash in 2008, how the fuck can you trust the market whatsoever? I know people make money off of it and good for them. And I'm not saying it's a bad decision. I'm just saying I view it as a risky decision, especially today, dude.
Mhm.
I ain't buying nothing until the fucking market crashes.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, hell no.
And it has to crash. I'm not saying it will happen tomorrow, but the housing market is outrageous and I'm just gonna wait. So it's been beneficial for me to not own a place, especially because I never know where I'm going to end up.
So with y'all in your expensive ass houses, fix something that's fucked up in it this week.
Hey, don't let me forget on Tuesday I can wear pants.